Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today we are getting ready and we are playing with some new makeup from Sephora. Specifically, the star of this video is going to be blush. I grabbed 4 of the new Makeup by Mario blushes. This is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. Wanted to make sure I got that name right. These are 4 shades that I picked up and shopped for myself. I'm excited to play with these, especially because, well, from what I've heard, they're really great over powder, which is kind of unique for a cream blush product. But I also want to share the new NARS Afterglow liquid blushes. I've had these for a week or so and I've been dying to share these with you as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll do one on one cheek and the other on the other and kind of talk about the difference in terms of like the pigment payoff, the texture, the formula, and who they might be good for, what you might love about each of them or what you might not like about each of them. I also have some powders from One Size. These were sent to me in PR. I'm not sure if these are new launches. Maybe you can tell me if they are. This is the Ultra Pink and the Sweet Honey. So we're gonna play with these. Yeah, and I just grabbed an assortment of some of my other favorite products to do the rest of my makeup, all from Sephora. I do want to thank Sephora for partnering with me on this video. I feel extremely fortunate and so grateful that I get to work with Sephora on a pretty regular basis. They are, you know, a retailer I've shopped at makeup for forever. So really excited to team up with them on this. Now let's go ahead and get started. I do have foundation on, I have my brows on, I have my concealer. So we are just going to be doing color today. I curled my hair today for the first time since cutting it. I cut it maybe what, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and this is the first time that I've curled it. So we're just going to tuck it behind my ears. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let's get started with the eyes first. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my eyes with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix. This is the shade Nude 4, and I really have been enjoying this as a good eye primer. This really cancels out all the color on the lid. So if you have, you know, darker eyelids, or maybe you can see some of your veining under the skin, this will help cancel all of that out and brighten it out. Now you can wear it alone, so you can just, you know, wear this alone and a little bit of eyeliner and go, or you can do what I'm doing today, which is use it as a primer. And I'm just sweeping it on the lid. I'm using a large fluffy crease brush just to shear that product out to make sure I don't apply too much of it. Today on my skin, I have the Dior Forever Matte Foundation on, and I have the Milk Makeup Concealer. I've been reaching for the Dior a lot because it has been so hot and humid in Austin lately. And it's just one of those foundations that wears all day and looks so good. This one and my Hourglass Soft Ambient Glow. Those are the 2 that I've just been wearing on repeat. Okay, for eyes, I have 2 Makeup by Mario palettes. I have the Master Mattes, which is just a great basic, you know, got all the matte neutral shades that you could possibly need. And then I also have this fun one. This is the Glam Quads Bronzy Glam, which just has some more fun, warm, bronzy shimmer shades. So we're gonna use both of them. And what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go and kind of set the primer that we just put on. I'm gonna use the same brush, but I am gonna run it on a paper towel to just kind of absorb some of that creamy product so that I don't get that creamy product into my palette. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the lightest shade and then this shade right here. I'm gonna mix the 2 together. And we're just gonna sweep this all over the eye. This is essentially kind of like setting your foundation with powder. I put a creamy product on the lid, now I'm putting a powder to set everything. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna go and grab the lightest shade by itself, and we're gonna sweep this underneath the eyebrow to give a soft little highlight. Pretty. Okay, so next I'm gonna go and create some definition in my crease. I'm gonna go into this palette and we're gonna grab this shade right here. I really love this palette. I mean, at first glance, it looks like kind of your basic boring neutral shades, but the neutral shades are really unique in here. And I'm just gonna run this in my crease real softly, just to create a little bit of definition. Next, I'm gonna go in this shade directly below it, which is a little bit deeper. We're gonna use a smaller crease brush, and we're going to just build a little bit of that in the outer corner, just to deepen that up a little bit. It's the same tone, so really all it's gonna do is just add a little more depth there. Okay, so next I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is a really beautiful bronzy with some goldish green to it. It's a really unique color, and I'm actually just gonna take my fingertip. We're gonna kind of press this onto the center of the lid. Wow, this looks like liquid shadow, like a liquid foil. I'm just pressing with my finger. What I want to do is I want to get that color on the lid, but I don't really want it to cover that matte shade that we did. I kind of want them to line up but I don't want to mix them together. With my finger at least. I will use a soft brush to do that blending work, but I don't want to do that with my finger because I don't want it to muddy up that outer corner too much. Oh my gosh, this color is gorgeous. It is like a very greeny gold shade. And it is so like opaque, meaning that it's not sheer. You can just like, it's just like a punch of foiled shadow. I'm leaving the inner corner a little bare because I don't want to take this shade too far over. What I'm going to do for the inner corners, so I'm going to take a smaller little shader brush and we're going to go in, we're going to grab this shade right here. It's kind of like a light goldy peach shade. And we're going to pop that on the inner corner with this brush. I'm just going to kind of softly blend the two together. I'm also going to take a little bit of that shadow and I'm going to run it on my lower inner corner just to kind of light up the eyes a bit. Perfect. Okay, next I'm going to take that crease brush that we used in the beginning and I'm not adding anything to it, but I'm just softly going to kind of sweep it where that outer corner and that foiled shadow meet, just to softly kind of blur out any harsh lines. I want everything to look just really smooth transitions from one shade to the next. Perfect. Okay, you guys, so we're done with the shadow on the top, I think. Let's go ahead and move on to eyeliner. I do want to really define my lash line, so I am going to use a black liquid pen. This is the Danessa Myricks Lineworks liquid pen. The best liquid pen I have ever used. Really easy to use, super opaque, very rich. Lay it on its side and do very soft little tiny strokes on your lash line. It's very easy to control when you do it that way. You're more likely to make an error if you try to create one perfect line in one stroke. Do little bitty ones. Once you get to the outer corner here, if you would like to create a little baby wing, then you can do that real softly. What I love about the tip of this is it's super soft and flexible, so it's easy to create that wing. Much easier than a felt tip that was a little more stiff. Perfect. I'm going to take this eyeliner from Makeup by Mario in the shade Soft Brown, and I'm going to run this on my lower lash line. This is a really beautiful, warm, kind of like saddle brown. It's very creamy and soft, so it glides on the skin really easily. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, which is nice around the eye because you want to keep it comfortable. And I'm going to keep my line on the outer corner till about halfway. I'm not going to take this all the way over. I am going to go in with some shadow to smoke this out a bit. So for that, I'm going to go in with a tiny little pencil brush. It's got a tiny little tip. It's small. It's going to offer a lot of control. And we are going to go in with, we're going to go in with this shade right here, which is the deeper of the two crease shades that we use. We're going to take a little bit of this on the tip of the brush, and we are just going to softly work this back and forth over that eyeliner. This is going to do two things. It's going to set that eyeliner, since that eyeliner is real creamy, it's going to set it, which is going to prevent it from moving and smudging throughout the day, especially in this hot Texas heat that I live in right now. It's going to set it, but it's also going to smoke it out, soften it a little bit, make that line less harsh and just more diffused, which is really beautiful. I love this Makeup by Mario palette because it has a lot of warms in it, but it has a couple of cool tone shades, but the warm shades are just so beautiful. I mean, for being a neutral palette, a matte neutral palette, I think it's as pretty as it gets for matte neutral palettes. I really do. Okay, so I'm just really smoking that out. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and add some lashes. And when I say lashes, I just mean lots of lash primer and mascara. We're not wearing falsies today. All right, so I'm gonna start with the Dior lash primer, and I'm gonna work on one eye at a time. I have been finding that this is the really best way to get the most bang for your buck with your mascara and your primer. If you use a primer, this is the best way. Load, load, load it up. I'm using the Rare Beauty mascara today. Whew, look at that lash. That is what we needed. All right, so let's go ahead and set the foundation with powder. It has been killing me that I have not done that yet, although I'm not too shiny at all. Again, it's this foundation. I love it, but I'm a powder girl. So let's check out these two powders from One Size. I do love the fun little pink packaging. I think it's super cute. Okay, this is the Sweet Honey. Oh my gosh, this is such cute packaging. And I like that it's actually easy to lift this. Sometimes, you know, they're hard to lift and you feel like you're gonna break a nail. I don't feel that way with this. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the Sweet Honey. The pink one is pretty pink. All right, let's try this one. All right, so we got the Sweet Honey. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Sweet Honey. I like a good brightening yellow loose powder. That's just kind of what I feel looks best on my skin. So let's see. I wanna go ahead, you know what, before we do that, let's go ahead and apply bronzer, because for the NARS liquid blush, I'm not gonna powder before I apply this on that area, but for the Makeup by Mario, I am. So let's do powder last, and let's go ahead and bronze the skin. I grabbed the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This is the shade Power Boost. It's a really, really warm blush stick. The formula of this is really nice. It's creamy, but it almost kind of dries to like a powder finish. I'm gonna just do a little here, a little here. We're gonna run a little bit, put a little bit on our forehead. I actually have a lot of color from the beach. We just got back from the beach a couple days ago, so I don't think I need a whole lot. And I'm gonna use a small little brush to blend this in. This is the same brush we're gonna use for blush. Just gonna kind of sweep this up just to give a really soft kind of golden glow to the skin. And I'm really spreading it out because I don't want this to try and act like a contour. I don't want it to be too sharp. I really want it to just look sun-kissed all over. I'm just gonna kind of use large brush stroke motions to do that. Now, if you used a bronzer that was far off from your natural skin tone, like really, really dark, you would get more of a contour look. But because we are using something just a little bit deeper than I currently am, it works. Okay, perfect. All right, you guys, let's go in with blush, the NARS liquid blush first. Let me see what shades I have here. I'm gonna use the shade, do I wanna use Orgasm or Behave? Let's see. Okay, so Behave is a really pretty light pink, and Orgasm, I think we all know what that color looks like, but I find that the different formulas, they always translate it different. Okay, I think we're gonna do Orgasm. Let me show you what these two look like. This is Orgasm right here, and this is Behave. Is that right? Yeah, Behave is right here, and then Orgasm is right here. We're gonna go in with Orgasm. That's what we're gonna do. Because I have a Makeup by Mario shade that's pretty peachy that I think will work. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go directly from the little doe foot wand to my skin. And these are a little more on the sheer side, so I'm applying a good amount. I'm gonna take my little brush, and I'm just gonna bounce it over the product. The brush is really gonna do all the work for me. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is a really beautiful shade and color and formula. Yeah, it's so pretty. It blends in so quickly and easily. It's very light and sheer, but you see good color, you know? It's more pigmented than, say, like a sheer tinted blush balm. I'm thinking of particularly the Merit Beauty blush balms. Those are really nice, but they're very sheer. This is also a sheer blush, but more pigment than that, if that makes sense, in the first application. What's great about products like the Merit Beauty Blush Balm is that they truly are extremely buildable and versatile. You know, you can get something super natural, but you can also build it to get more color. Whereas a blush that's super pigmented, it's very difficult to get anything more than a lot of color from that. This, you're gonna get color, but it's definitely on the lighter side. You can go in and add more, but I don't think well, you know what, just for the sake of let's trying to see what we can get, let's add a little more. Just 2 more dots right there. This is a pretty color. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, but it doesn't look shimmery or sparkly or glittery on the skin. It really doesn't. It looks like a soft highlight from within. I think this would be really nice for mature skin if you have a lot of texture on the skin, but you like to highlight, but you find that a lot of products are too shimmery. I think this would be something worth trying for sure. Okay, perfect. That's gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, now let's go ahead and set powder, and then we'll go and apply the Makeup by Mario blush. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this powder, and I'm gonna take a large fluffy powder brush. I am going to tap off this excess because I don't like to apply more powder than is needed. And I'm gonna start in the center of the face. On this side where I have the blush, I'm gonna press under the eye and kind of avoid the blush area. On this side of the face where we're gonna go and apply the Makeup by Mario, I'm actually gonna blush or powder all over. Perfect. Oh, okay. Ooh, that powder's really nice, you guys. Very nice. It's blurring. It totally blurred my pores, moved everything out, and it's very light. Okay, let's go in with the Makeup by Mario blush. This is the shade Just Peachy. You guys, it is pretty peachy. I think I'm gonna switch gears and I'm gonna go with this shade right here. This is called Barely Blushing. And these, I've actually been playing with these a little bit. These are a cream product. They are on the lighter weight side. They are buildable as well. Instead of going with my finger, I'm gonna go directly from my brush into the product, pick it up, and then we're gonna go and apply it on the cheeks. I think this is gonna be the closest match to the Orgasm. That's nice. So both of these blushes are very similar in the sense that you get a lighter application of pigment at first, but you can build it and get more. I would actually probably compare them very closely in terms of how much pigment they have, that first application. The formulation is totally different. The NARS is a liquid, the Makeup by Mario is a cream. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. That also gives you that same glow, but more from the texture of it versus the shimmer of it. Ooh, that's pretty. I don't know, you guys. I don't know which one I like more. They're both beautiful. They both really are beautiful. I think in terms of easeability, I mean, it just depends really. I find them both easy to apply, but I would say that the Makeup by Mario on a palette is probably the more conventional in way that we're all comfortable applying blush. But these are nice too because you can just dot them on the cheeks. I do see how you could either apply too much or too little of this. Obviously, if you apply too little of this, it's very easy to correct. You just apply more. But I could see if you end up applying too much of it, like dotting it on the face, then you're dealing with an issue of, you know, having too much on the skin, where this is a little bit difficult to do that because you just go in with your brush and it's really difficult to apply too much with this product. They're both beautiful. I don't know which one I like better. As far as the way they look, I like them both. I kind of like the color of the Orgasm a little better. They're both beautiful, you guys. I don't have an answer for you. I think it's really in terms of what you're comfortable with. Okay, let's go ahead and move on so I don't spend too much time on the blush. Lips. I have, what do I have? I've got the Lip Injection Lip Pencil from Too Faced. We are going to overline the lips with this. This is the shade Puffy Nude. These, I enjoy these, but if you are sensitive to that lip plumping, tingling sensation, I would not recommend these because they are, of all the lip plumping products I've tried, they are definitely the more intense feeling. So I'm kind of overlining the lips. Perfect. Okay, for lip color, we're gonna go in with the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade American Woman. This is a very nice, lightweight liquid lipstick. Very matte, but very comfortable. One of the most comfortable liquid lipsticks I have used. And I love this color. You just need a light layer and kind of press together. These are very long wearing. They're very matte, but very comfortable. I think it's because they're so lightweight that when they dry, they don't feel heavy or they don't crack on the lips. Really, really comfortable. So this is the finished look. I love the way that it came out. It's a pretty neutral look, but we add that really fun pop of like foiled olivey gold shade on the lid and it kind of bumps it up a notch and takes it to something a little more interesting than your basic neutral look. This lip combination is just so stunning and beautiful. I'm gonna offer an alternative to this lip pencil again if you have sensitive lips. I will link this one, but I will link some alternatives too if you want the same kind of look, but you don't want that tingly sensation. A couple of standout products to me. I really enjoyed all the products that I used, honestly. I don't know that I can give you an answer between these two blushes. I really don't. I think they're both lovely. I think I will probably find myself using the Makeup by Mario more often just because it's the simplicity of a compact. You just dab in there and go to the skin, where this is, I don't know, it's not like it's difficult to take it out of a, you know, on a doe foot and dab it on the cheeks, but I don't know, I guess I would probably see myself using the Makeup by Mario more often. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll have all the products that I used along with the shades listed and linked in the description box below for you. Thank you, Sephora, for partnering with me on this video. I will have all the details to Sephora's Beauty Insider program, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, but it is basically a rewards program that Sephora offers, and you earn points as you shop throughout the year. You have access to exclusive events. You have access to products. There's a whole bunch of benefits, and it's free to join, so I'll have that information in the description box. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.